A lot of Christians get really upset by what they see happening at the top of culture, what's happening in DC, what's happening in Hollywood, what's happening in kind of these cultural epicenters. And certainly that stuff has an impact on our day-to-day life. So there's people that ought to care about them. But everyday churches and everyday neighborhoods have a profound ability to impact culture, not at the top, but at the middle. We underestimate the power of the middle. I mean, it's interesting if you go back and read Democracy in America by Alexis de Tocqueville, who kind of looked at the American experiment and said, what was unique about it? He pointed to the middle. He pointed at what he called mediating institutions, civil society, and the tip of the spear for those, churches, right? Building up strong opportunities to build up local culture in a way that protected the citizen from big government and also helped the citizen cultivate moral and virtuous character, right? We've forgotten that. We have forgotten the power of looking in our own backyard. And one of the challenges is some of the most distinct threats to religious liberty is not happening from the Supreme Court. It's happening from local non-discrimination ordinances that go too far. You know, well-meaning school board folks that are just trying to do the right thing, but they overstep the bound because they don't understand the role that religion can play in the public square. And so this provides a wonderful opportunity for Christians in America in particular. If you look at kind of the American society for the last 20, 25 years, I think the most significant social trend, or at least one of them, is that emptying out of the significance of mediating institutions, you know, voluntary association. I mean, even look at the Boy Scouts, right? I mean, the Boy Scouts, you know, trained a whole generation of young men to be men. And as they become less and less important, unfortunately, sometimes self-inflicted, this leaves some space and the church can jump in and engage culture there. So here's a couple questions that maybe pastors can ask in community with their believers about their local communities. Number one, what's good that we can protect, celebrate, and promote, right? Christians should champion the good. Good art, good education, good business practice, good laws, that sort of thing. Christians should be behind the good. Sometimes we're only known for what we're against and never what we're for. Second, what is missing that we can add? Is there a missing presence of adults in the public schools? I mean, there's a lot of neighborhoods around America that are welcoming churches into public schools. Why? Because these kids need mentors. These kids need coaches. The paint needs to be changed on the walls. You know, these are amazing opportunities. Third one is what is evil that we need to stop? There's evil. Some of our neighborhoods are kind of havens for sex trafficking. Some of our neighborhoods have way too much porn and that sort of stuff happening in it. Maybe the divorce rate is wrong. Maybe there's a high level of foster kids that need to find homes. What evil can we stop? And then fourth, what's broken that we can fix? I love all the rewords in the Bible: restore, redeem, renew, regenerate. And I think God loves rewords. I think God loves when broken things get fixed. And what a testimony to the community. And listen, we don't do this in place of sharing the gospel of personal salvation. You bet we do both, because we're called to do both.